Hi, everybody. Okay, this is an idea I had. I really started thinking about it yesterday, but I've been thinking about it on and off for a bit because I noticed this trend in soap operas, and this is a trend going back for decades. Okay, um, and I guess that could be said for bad boys too, but I focused on good girls because I had examples in my head of what I was talking about to eliminate what I was talking about. All right, so, and I'm going to go all over the map here. I'm going to use every soap opera. It's just to give a clear picture. All right, um, now, good girls. What I mean by that is a person who is nice and always does things for the right reasons, and or if she does anything bad, then she has good circumstances to back her up, like for the love of family or because she's saving somebody, helping somebody, that kind of thing. Okay. So being a good person on a soap opera, it can be a double-edged sword because although that could be said on all things, um, because if you're an actress who plays a good part, like the good person, then sometimes you can be stereotyped, typecast as the good person every time, and so that doesn't allow you to show your range. Okay, so here are my examples. Let's see. Starting on General Hospital because I was the big fan back in the day. Um, okay, so Liz Weber, uh, Spencer Baldwin, you name it. She's been married a few times. But Liz Weber, the good girl who saved Lucky or saved a bunch of people from themselves. Okay, um, because she was a good person, you didn't really get to see her really angry, and I feel like sometimes they write the storylines to make that kind of person look like I don't know. I was thinking doormat, but I mean that they take uh, behaviors from people that most people wouldn't allow because God forbid they do something outside of the realm of good person. So um, but also the other side of it is they have a overwhelming amount of faith in whatever the situation is that it'll work out. Um, Also, I'm gonna dip into nighttime soaps because they're still soaps, teen soaps and all that. Okay, so I'm thinking okay, Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place. Okay. And for that, obviously, I'm gonna go with Kelly Taylor and Allison. Allison. Um. Okay. So, Taylor. Oh, Kelly Taylor was always a good one because um but then again. Oh, and this is another angle I was gonna mention, but I just didn't know when it was gonna come up. But I gotta mention it now. If if a person is a good person, a good girl, then if also if she does anything bad, it's because she has a past that no one knows about. It's really strange. Um, okay, and what I mean is, I'll give an example. Kelly Taylor, because when you look at her, you're like, okay, she's cool, nice girl, whatever. Okay, now if you're a super fan like I am, then you know that her history is in high school. Um, the character of Steve Sanders, played by the wonderful Ian Ziering, uh, told a rumor or spread a rumor that she was easy, quote unquote. And so she had to live down that rumor her whole high school. And I think that she left high school still with that. Um, so yeah, and also, uh, whenever something happened to her, and also, there's another thing too. When you're the good person, all this stuff happens to you. Um, she was great a bunch of times. Uh, she was the one in the fire who was burned pretty extensively. Um, she got into other things, So yeah. Um, but yeah. And then also because that happened, people blame you. Like, well, what'd you do to provoke said incident? You know. Um. Okay. And then for Allison Parker. Um. And Courtney Thorne Smith, another great actress. Very career. She was on Melrose Place first, and then according to Jim, and then Two and a Half Men for a good chunk of time as Alan's girlfriend. Okay, but I'm gonna focus on Allison Parker. So she comes in and she's just a good girl from the Midwest, and you know, uh, wouldn't hurt a fly. Just a good natured person. Okay, in the first season, she had to have major surgery. She was the one who, let's see, she was blind for a couple episodes. She turned into a really bad alcoholic for a couple episodes. Um, yeah, yeah. And she was in love with Billy Campbell, but I kind of knew that Billy Campbell and her weren't gonna work out just because you can't. I have a theory, and this goes for not only what I'm talking about, but just life. You can't have two really good people in a relationship. It just doesn't work because it can work, but there has to be some edge. Because if they're just generally nice people, then it just is boring. So you need the I don't know, edge, or either somebody completely opposite of you to work. Um, because a bunch of people in the beginning of that soap, and I'm gonna say soap because it was teen soap, but in the beginning of that, you know, people were kind of okay, Billy and Allison together, they're together, and yeah, it worked, but it didn't work because also, and this is not okay. This is not meant to be disparaging in the least, but there was a bunch of stuff that he didn't know about her, and it's not about you know, putting your best foot forward and being somebody else for 3 months, and then the real you comes out. No, that's not what I'm talking about. There were some deep seated issues that he had no idea about. None. So, okay. But getting back to like soap operas of the day. Um, Another character that I think fits this category is Hope Logan. Hope Logan. Boy, does she fit this category. Because also this is a thing. Um, that sometimes girls or young women don't want to repeat their mother, like what their mothers did. And so there's a continuing theme of, you don't want to be like Brooke Logan. And I want to say that, first of all, I don't think that somebody should be judged based on everything they do in their life. And number two, what about her was so bad? Because I believe that, well, it's kind of, well, it's semi complicated because, okay, if you're in a relationship, there should be certain things that you just understand that both people don't do. However, if a man wants to do whatever, despite being in a relationship with somebody, he's going to do the thing he wants to do. And you can't talk him out of it. So there's that side too. So it's not always the girl who convinces the guy to do the thing that he shouldn't do or whatever. He has a mind of his own. So there has to be that part in it too, if that makes any sense. So there's my little exploration into good girls on soap operas.